Fame has a way of showing us only the brightest moments, red carpets, awards, and flawless smiles. But behind the cameras, behind the applause, there are stories few people ever hear. Stories of pain, stories of silent battles, stories of survival. Today we're uncovering the hidden health struggles of some of the world's most admired celebrities, battles they fought away from the spotlight. Some of these names will surprise you. Some stories will stay with you long after this video ends. Let's step behind the curtain. Gigi Hadid, fighting a war. Within from the outside, her life looks flawless. Runways, covers, global fame. But behind the beauty and perfection, Gigi Hadid has been battling a chronic autoimmune condition known as Hashimoto's disease. This illness causes the immune system to attack the thyroid gland, leading to symptoms like extreme fatigue weight, fluctuations, brain fog, hormonal imbalance. For years, critics speculated about her changing appearance, unaware of the silent struggle happening beneath the surface. Gigi eventually spoke out, revealing that her body wasn't changing by choice, it was fighting itself. Managing Hashimoto's requires constant monitoring, medication, and lifestyle adjustments. It's not something that goes away. But instead of letting it define her, Gigi continues to dominate the fashion world, proving that strength isn't always visible, and that even in imperfection, there is power. Mark Ruffalo, A Battle Before the Avengers. Long before he became the Hulk, Mark Ruffalo was fighting a real-life battle that nearly changed everything. In 2001, he was diagnosed with a brain tumor, a moment that instantly turned his world upside down. The tumor was benign, but the surgery to remove it came with devastating consequences. After the operation, Ruffalo woke up with partial facial paralysis. He couldn't move half his face. His speech was affected. And for a time, his acting career hung in the balance. For someone whose entire profession depends on expression, this was a nightmare scenario. Recovery was slow, uncertain, emotional. But against the odds, he regained control, returned to acting, and eventually became one of the most recognizable faces in the world. Today, his story stands as proof that even when life takes everything away, it's still possible to rebuild. Bruce Willis, A Difficult Goodbye to Acting. Bruce Willis built his career on strength, playing action heroes who seemed unstoppable. But in real life, he faced a challenge no one could fight with force. In 2022, Willis retired from acting after being diagnosed with aphasia, a condition affecting communication. Later in 2023, his family revealed a more specific diagnosis: frontotemporal dementia. Unlike other forms of dementia, this condition primarily affects behavior, personality, and language. For an actor, this is especially devastating. The ability to speak, to express, to connect, slowly slipping away. His family has since shared glimpses of his life, showing moments of love, music, and connection. Even as the disease progresses, one thing remains clear: he is not facing it alone. Catherine Zeta-Jones, facing mental health. Head-on Catherine Zeta-Jones has always appeared composed and confident on screen, but behind the scenes she has been navigating something deeply personal: bipolar II disorder. This condition involves intense mood swings, from emotional highs to periods of deep depression. Her struggles intensified during a difficult period when her husband, Michael Douglas, was battling cancer. Balancing family, career, and emotional pressure became overwhelming. In 2011, she made a brave decision to seek professional help. Instead of hiding her condition, she later spoke openly about it, helping reduce the stigma around mental health. Her message is clear: taking care of your mind is just as important as taking care of your body. Lady Gaga. Living with invisible pain on stage, she is fearless, bold, unstoppable. But behind the spotlight, Lady Gaga has been fighting a battle most people can't even see. She lives with fibromyalgia, a condition that causes widespread pain, fatigue, and intense physical discomfort. Some days the pain is so severe, even getting out of bed becomes a challenge. Yet somehow she continues to perform, delivering electrifying shows while silently enduring what she once described as pain that feels like it's taking over your entire body. This isn't just physical. Fibromyalgia also brings mental exhaustion, anxiety, and emotional strain, turning everyday life into a constant test of resilience. Instead of hiding it, Gaga turned her struggle into advocacy, raising awareness, supporting others, and proving that strength doesn't always look loud. Sometimes it's simply continuing to show up. Selena Gomez, living with lupus in the spotlight. Selena Gomez has grown up in front of the world, her music, her acting, her personal life constantly under scrutiny. But behind the fame, she was dealing with something far more serious: lupus, an autoimmune disease that causes the body to attack itself, leading to fatigue, pain, and organ damage. Her condition became public in 2015, but the reality was far more intense than most people realized. She underwent chemotherapy, she faced severe health complications, and eventually she needed a kidney transplant, donated by her close friend. Despite everything, Selena chose openness. She spoke honestly about her struggles, not just physical but emotional as well. The criticism she faced over weight fluctuations, the misunderstanding from the public, and still, she stood strong. Today, she uses her voice not just for music, but for awareness, empathy, and truth. Justin Bieber, fame interrupted by a silent attack. At the height of global stardom, when millions were chanting his name, something unexpected brought everything to a halt. In 2022, Justin Bieber shocked fans worldwide when he revealed he had been diagnosed with Ramsay-Hunt syndrome, a rare condition caused by the reactivation of a virus. The effects were immediate and terrifying. Half of his face became paralyzed. He couldn't blink properly. He couldn't smile. For an artist whose identity is tied to performance, expression, and connection, this wasn't just a health issue. It was a direct attack on his career. Concerts were canceled, tours postponed, and for the first time, the unstoppable global icon was forced to step away and heal. But behind the scenes, Bieber chose vulnerability over silence, sharing raw videos of his condition, reminding the world that even the biggest stars are human. His recovery journey is ongoing, and his courage to speak openly has helped remove stigma around neurological illnesses. Halle Berry, managing diabetes with discipline. Halle Berry has long been admired for her strength, beauty, and discipline. But behind that image is a lifelong commitment to managing diabetes, diagnosed when she was young. Living with this condition requires constant awareness. Diet, activity, stress levels, everything matters. During the COVID-19 pandemic, Berry took extra precautions, understanding the increased risks. She also revealed how diabetes can affect the body in unexpected ways, including slower healing and increased injury risks. Yet she never allowed it to slow her down. Her lifestyle, focused on fitness and control, became her strongest defense. Nick Jonas, growing up with type 1 diabetes. Nick Jonas was only 13 years old when he was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. At that age, life is just beginning, and suddenly everything changes. Daily insulin management, constant monitoring, a lifelong condition with no cure. In interviews, Jonas has spoken about the fear and confusion he felt at the time, but instead of letting it hold him back, he turned it into purpose. He became an advocate for diabetes awareness, working with organizations and using technology to promote better disease management. Today, he continues to perform, tour, and live an active life, proving that a diagnosis doesn't define your limits. Neill, a quiet fight against cancer. Known worldwide for Jurassic Park, Neill built a career on powerful, memorable roles. But in 2022, he faced a role he never chose: a battle with a rare blood cancer known as angioimmunoblastic T-cell lymphoma. What began as small symptoms quickly turned serious. Chemotherapy, treatments, uncertainty. Yet through it all, Neill remained remarkably open and hopeful. By 2023, he shared incredible news: remission. His story reminds us that even the strongest among us face moments of fear, but also moments of victory. Millie Bobby Brown, growing up with a hidden challenge. She became a global sensation as a child star, admired for her talent, confidence, and presence. But what many fans don't know is that Millie Bobby Brown has been living with a condition since childhood. She is partially deaf in one ear, a challenge that has followed her throughout her career. Over time, the hearing loss progressed, leaving her unable to hear completely on one side. For an actress working in high-pressure environments where cues, timing, and sound are everything, this could have been a major obstacle. But Millie never allowed it to stop her. In fact, she has spoken about how she sometimes sings without even hearing herself fully. It's a powerful reminder that limitations don't always limit success. Her journey shows that even in silence, greatness can still be heard. Kathy Bates, facing cancer. Twice, Kathy Bates is one of Hollywood's most respected actresses, with a career full of powerful performances. But her real-life story is just as powerful. In 2003, she was diagnosed with ovarian cancer. After years of recovery, another blow came in 2012, breast cancer. She underwent a double mastectomy and later developed lymphedema, a chronic condition. Many would have stepped away. Bates stepped forward. Today, she uses her voice to advocate for cancer awareness, turning her pain into purpose. Selma Blair, living with multiple sclerosis. Selma Blair's career was filled with standout roles in films like Legally Blonde and Cruel Intentions. But behind the scenes, something was wrong for years. Unexplained symptoms, fatigue, pain. It wasn't until 2018 that she was finally diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, MS. By then, the disease had already progressed. Instead of hiding it, Blair chose to speak out. She documented her journey, raising awareness and showing the real, unfiltered side of living with a chronic illness. Her strength lies not just in fighting the disease, but in refusing to let it define her. These stories remind us of something important. Fame does not protect anyone from pain. Success does not guarantee health. And even the strongest faces can hide the hardest battles. But within each of these stories, there is something more powerful than illness: resilience, courage, and the refusal to give up. So the next time you see a celebrity on screen, remember, there may be a story behind that smile you'll never fully see.